Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're discussing the Patek Philippe World Time Reference 5130R. You can see and you can purchase this discontinued rose gold automatic world time watch on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch, with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Patek Philippe 5130R. Now, of course, this watch is no longer the standard issue automatic winding world time only complication at Patek Philippe. It was succeeded at Basel World 2016 by the somewhat smaller reference 5230, and we're going to elaborate on the differences in a moment. But let's talk about the dimensions of the watch on my wrist. Now, it's 39.5 millimeters across the round of the case, not inclusive of the world time adjuster at 10 o'clock or the crown and crown guards at 3 o'clock. Now, the watch is slim, only 10 millimeters thick. You can see with a generously domed bezel. It does allow a dress cuff or a tight sleeve to ramp up over its edge without becoming impeded. From lug to lug, it's a robust 49 millimeters from tip to tip across the wrist. So my wrist is 16 centimeters, but believe me, you'll have no problem wearing it on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters or as large as wrists come, because the watch has the gravitas to stand up to almost any tree trunk forearm. This watch has presence, it has style. It also has a substantial heft to it. There's considerably more gold in this reference than the model that succeeded it, due to the broad flowing lugs, larger than the ones on the successor model, the heavier dome-style bezel, and the presence of full crown guards, the 5230 lacking this feature, so it's impressive in the hand. It also features a beautiful matching rose gold deployant buckle for additional security when donning or removing at bedside, and a medium brown semi-gloss alligator leather strap with folded edges and a monotone stitch. You can see the case of this watch is sensuous. Compound curves, it has a bowl profile when viewed from the side. It also has lugs that wonderfully taper off. They have tumble home to the side, and they have downward thrust when viewed in absolute profile. The watch almost seems to be a fluid mass suspended in space, almost like metal that was flash frozen in its liquid state. It's gorgeous, and because it's under 40 millimeters, it wears colored gold well. Over 40 millimeters, colored gold can become overpowering. Here, it's probably at the apex of its impact without becoming gaudy or overwrought. Now, of course, the complication is a longtime Patek Philippe house specialty. With the original reference 96 HU, they started pioneering world time with world time inventor Louis Cotier in the 1930s, developing the system through the 50s with Cotier. Patek Philippe later introduced the system we see here. So right now, I'm in New York. You put your reference city out of the 24 potential primary time zones. You put it at 12 o'clock, and you can see it's just about 4 o'clock, and it's just about 4, as you can see, in the morning, because New York is above the black half of the 24-hour reference ring, which means that it is night in New York. Okay, so I'm going to go from New York to the Paris time zone, and I'm going to visit my friend Terry Stern in Geneva, which is on Paris time. This system makes operating a world time watch easy and intuitive. By jumping my reference city to Paris, I've also adjusted the time of day. So I can see the time in Paris as well as all of the other time zones of the world just by looking at the adjacent hour next to the city. It's a travel time watch that takes the guesswork out of traveling. Supremely practical, it's also supremely romantic, with a caliber 240 HU Heure Universelle hand-finished on the back. Now, the mechanical specifications are impressive. 38 to 48 hour power reserve from a movement that is ultra thin with a micro rotor winding system. The benefit of this being that the winding system is in the same plane as the other bridges, so it doesn't cover the movement the way a central rotor does, and it also allows the movement to be thin, so the watch has a slim profile. The 22-karat winding mass is decorated, as is the rest of the bridge structure, with a linear Côte de Genève richly textured. Just below you can see a tight and even engine-turned perlage decoration. This being an older example of the watch, it features the Poinçon de Genève, the Geneva hallmark, rather than the later Patek Philippe seal. This model came out in 2006, and in mid-2009 it switched over from the older and more romantic Geneva seal to the interlocking double P. There was no change in the quality of the timepiece or the quality of the finish. It's simply a different mark on the movement. Patek Philippe has always finished to one quality standard, absolute. You'll note there is a beautiful and rounded anglage, hand laid to a mirror shine on the edge of every bridge. And I'll see if I can catch that in the light here. If I can't, take my word for it, it's exquisite. And you'll also see it in evidence within every jewel countersink across the bridges. The balance is gyromac style, which is to say Patek Philippe's proprietary free-sprung architecture, first introduced in the early 1950s. It allows the watch to take and hold a more precise regulation than a mobile stud index, while also giving it more resistance to timing deviation due to vibrations and bumps. Ultimately, the watch also features a wonderful heritage inasmuch as the world time system dates back to Patek Philippe's earliest ventures in the 1930s, and the movement you see here, the caliber 240 automatic base, is celebrating its 40th anniversary in 2017. This mass of class and history, the Patek Philippe 5130R, can be seen and purchased on our website. But to further delineate just how it's different from the watch that replaced it and why it really comes down to individual taste which one you prefer, I'm going to bring on a walk-on guest, and this is the successor reference 5230. 5230 is 1 millimeter smaller at 38.5 millimeters. You'll also note it lacks a crown guard, and its lugs are more angular and stepped, where its bezel is also conical and straight. Again, bring on the 5130, and you can see the lugs are flowing and integrated. It features a crown guard profile on its flank. It features a domed style bezel. And of course, you'll note that the hands and the guilloche pattern at center have changed, but the 5230 is smaller, harder edged, and more angular in appearance. The 5130 is more sensuous, rounded, blended, flowing, and because of the presence of crown guards, integrated lugs, and that domed bezel, it also looks as well as feels more massive. They're both fantastic watches, but ultimately, only one will be the watch you want. Which will it be? See them both, buy either or both on our website.